Hello, welcome to the stream. I didn't set up the camera at the right angle. That's okay, here we are. Hope everyone's been well. So today I am going to make a concept of a TV show called Deal or No Deal. I just wanted to see if that was possible. Let me just see if I can move the camera so it's not so low. There we go. Alright, cool beans. Hope everyone's been well. So yeah, we're going to make a... can you hear me? Just want to make sure you can hear my mic. Hello? All good? Okay, perfect. I will continue then. Good morning, everyone. So we're going to make a game called Deal or No Deal. It's a game show that you see on TV if you haven't seen it before. Basically, there is 26 cases, like a suitcase, and they're all labeled with numbers. And a contestant gets to pick one at random. Don't know what's inside of it. There's like dollar values inside of each of the cases. And then they put that case on the side, and then they get to pick some cases and try to eliminate the lower valued cases and try to get as much money as possible. So, I don't know if this is possible. I am going to be trying to work out some random stuff to see if we can do like an RNG allocation, so each game is different. It will be built as a single player experience, meaning that I won't have limitations of 20 variables because I need at least 26, one for each case, and then an RNG, and then a checker, and a couple other things. So yeah. Now with the cases, I took this screenshot. Don't know if you can see it. Yes, you can. Alright, so each case has one of these dollar values in it, up to $1 million. And I haven't seen the game show in a while, so I'll probably watch a few episodes after this stream for the next stream, because this will be a multi-stream logic system. I don't imagine me fulfilling all of this R&D and getting it working in one stream. So we're going to try and make the game maker at the start of the experience siphon through the 26 cases and allocate one of these dollar values to each one, and then have the ability to guess it. So yeah, let's see if it's possible, and we'll dig straight in. Hope you guys have been well. Alright, so 26 cases. I'm just going to put this here. Good old paint. So we're going to go ahead into the rule system, and we're probably going to have to create a variable for each one. And here we can assign a value, but if the values are assigned, it's always the same for each game. Then there's no guessing, so there's no point in putting a value here. So I'm just going to go ahead and create one for each of the cases. And then we're going to see if we can store these number values somewhere, and then try to allocate it to a case at the beginning of the game. And then we need to allow the player to pick the number case of their choice and put it aside. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's stream, if possible. If not, the next stream will be not a continuation of this. But I did have a meeting with someone yesterday about this concept, and I thought, hey, that sounds doable. Let's give it a go. And let's try to work it out live on stream to embarrass myself maybe if I fail, or we all learn something if I fail or succeed. Doesn't really matter, I guess. So yeah, it should be fun. I don't know if it's possible, and if this is possible and I'm able to figure out something, it may lead to the logic for card shuffling, having 52 cards in a deck and having an RNG shuffle, and then trying to deal those cards out. It's something that I've been trying to think about for a while, if it's possible in the Game Maker, having cards. I don't see it being possible at this stage. It's probably a bit too complicated if it is, but you know, if you guys seen it or have figured it out, do let me know. I would like to have a look. I haven't actually spent time on it, but that's what we're here for today. So we've got our 26 cases, and we're going to go ahead and add an RNG. So we have our RNG and our 26 cases. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And take a sip of tea. Keeps the brain going. Alright, so now we need to, at the start of the game, allocate one of these values to each case. So I don't know how that's going to happen, but we're going to play around with the RNG system and see what we can do. Hey Skate Room, how's it going? Thanks for joining today. Alright, so let's tab in. That's the avatar I'm rocking at the moment. He's a little robot. And we need some sort of, maybe our trusted numpads. Let's use the golden numpad today. It's probably too big, this one here. Or maybe it's not. Oh, that's too big. And that's even bigger. Alright, let's use the biggish golden numpad for our visual representation of the cases just for now. And we can do that with a indicator, I think. And we can say case 1. And we could probably have the player press E on it, but let's see what this looks like. Okay, so we can probably increase the size of the text to say 40 and maybe lower the offset. Get rid of this grid. Where's the grid? No grid. Alright, so we can see there's a number there. It's a bit larger now, so it's visible, and we can probably make it a bit better like that. Probably even 0. Let's just make it full on 0. It shouldn't overlap the asset itself. No, so that's fine. Cool beans. Cool beans. Alright. So we're going to go ahead now, and we probably want a selection possibility before I go ahead. We'll make that a message broadcaster, and we'll add a toggle so we can toggle things on and off. And we'll have a interact for the player to use. We want to do it to all, and we can send a message case 1. Something like that. That saves me just from putting it on all the cases after the fact. So 2, 3, 4, maybe we can snap as well. That's probably better. keep it evenly spaced. All right, and then we can just change the numbers on here and it'll represent a different number case. Okay, so we've got here 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Go ahead and save that. And then we can check it out just to make sure all the numbers are listed. And go ahead and press tab for a testing. And here we can see all our numbers from 1 to 26. Cool. All right, so now we need to do an RNG system that activates and then triggers a value to each of these, but we need these as a value. And we needed to pick one, allocate it, and then not be able to allocate that figure again. So that one's going to be difficult. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Because we need to put these values somewhere, and they're static as well. So we don't need a random, we just need those values. Maybe they can be their own variables as well. Maybe it could be a system that requires message arguments, because now you can send message arguments within the rules to another rules, but you can't send those message arguments outside of the rules. And you can send message arguments in the rules from assets. So maybe we could use message arguments. Okay. So 1, 5, 10. Where can we put these values? Do we put them on the numpads? Whoops. Let's get our miniature numpads. I'll put our golden one over here. And maybe here we can trigger something which then goes through a list of numpads one by one and allocate them to a number. If the number's been allocated already, we need to have some sort of true and false statement to say this number is no longer available to allocate to, move on until the next one. And then we need to say, once all of them have been allocated, stop the RNG segment. I think this is a little complicated, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Allocate number. Allocate number, this one is true. We want to send that to rules, maybe to all, just for now. And here we can say money. And we add a message argument. We go ahead and put a number. Awesome, and the first value here should be 1. Okay, duplicate that one. The next one should be 5. This one here should be 10, 15, 25, 50. All right, 75, 100, 200. Three, 4, 5, and 750. Okay, so that's our first row. Our second row is 1, 5, and 10. So 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Then it's 25, 50, 75. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last two, 750 and 1 million. Alright, we'll go ahead and save that. Now we have the basics in play. Hey everyone who's just tuned in, welcome. Okay. Now we have our 26 cases. We've got our 26 variables. We've got our RNG set up as well. And we have message arguments set up. Now we need to have a system where we can send one of these each to a random one of these each. And it can't repeat. And if it doubles up, it needs to move on. So this part is going to be the tricky part, because if we work this part out, then we've worked most of the game out. So I'd imagine this is the part where it's going to take a little bit of R&D for the RNG. How about that? So the first thing we want to do is we probably want to roll a random number for our RNG. I've been told case value, I think the argument value for case 2 might be a typo. Yes, I'm prone to typos. Let's have a look. Case 2. Case 2. No, looks good, I think. Case 2. Alright. Case 2 equals 5. You are correct. I put the number of the case there. So yeah, thanks for that. 1, 5, and 10. Keen eye, very good. That happened last stream. I put a small caps L instead of a capital L for left click, and it didn't replace the behavior, and I thought it was a bug, but it was just a human error. All right, now I'm dawdling because I'm thinking on how to do this. Let me turn off the heater. Right, so at the start of the game, we want to push a button to start an RNG process. So I'm going to go ahead and put like a lever down or a button. Good old ancient lever. Interact, all, and trigger RNG. Go ahead here, and we want to display the RNG so we can problem solve and see if it's working. So we're going to add the rule for event and on player join. And each time a player joins the experience, this message will be sent straight away. So you want to put in HUD before you put in the game screen HUD. And here we can display values or anything on the UI without needing to, you know, triggering it in any other way except for joining. So I'll go ahead and put our RNG value here and say RNG, and that's all good. And then next we want to, so trigger RNG is our message we're using. So we'll go ahead and type in trigger RNG, minimum value is 1, maximum value is 26. And that will be here. Message to send will be to check RNG. And we probably need to do a check if it's true or false. Something like that. I haven't used the if-else statement either before, but I feel like that might have some sort of relevance here. Thinking about it, so you get a message, and if it's true, send this message, and if it's false, send another message. So this way we can say when a number is allocated, we set this to false, and when it's false it will roll again, and if it's true it will allocate the number and then move on. I think that would be the way to do it. It makes logic sense in my head, but we'll see how that goes. So we can check RNG. Spelling, yep. So I'm going to check RNG, and we want to see, actually, because this one needs to know, yeah, so it needs a comparison as well. So comparison first. Check true or false. And we can probably use a message argument here as well, right? I'll come back to this one because I feel like I'm missing a step before that happens because there's no way to compare it. So you need to have something underneath a comparison. So we'll say check RNG. And if the RNG value is equals to 1, then we say check, or maybe maybe a message argument can be sent from here, right? But then if it gets sent to here, it still doesn't, no, I don't know. That one probably doesn't work either, thinking about it. We'll do it this way. If the check RNG is value of 1, then we want to check true or false of 1. And then here it can be check true or false of 1. I think that might work. So if the value is 1, we're going to go ahead and check. If it's a message argument, okay, so we can probably because then we're going to have to allocate a number to this as well. So if it is true, send a message to where to do what. So how do I put that number inside case 1? And how does it know which one to put the number for case 1? Maybe the value here needs to be set by something down here for the money. Something like that. I think that's how to do it. Go ahead and save it. And I'll just press tab to see if the RNG does pop up. So there's our RNG on the left. When I press E, you can see it's allocated a number. It's allocated a number 4. But since we've made it only trigger once, I couldn't cycle through. 8, 1, 3, 6, 18, 12. Okay, something like that, right? Cool. We'll go ahead now and just do 2. And we could do check true or false, and then copy that and just say 2. And I won't do all of them. I'll just do the first, because this could be wrong. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just do all of them. Let's do it live. So we want to check the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up until 26. Check true or false of 9. 10. Check true or false of 10. 11. Check true or false of 11. Duplicate. 12. 12. And 13. 13. So we can have one row doing that with a row of checks, and we can duplicate this whole line, and we can get rid of this, and we can have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. And we'll go ahead and change these as well, so they are all unique in value. And chances are I'm going to have to think of something and change something here anyway, but it's still good to lay it out and then change it as you need to when doing new things and new concepts. Can't plan for things you don't know. And sometimes it's quicker to just do something and then fix it up later than trying to figure it out in your head and never actually taking any action. So this way, now all of those numbers are allocated. So here we could have a true and false statement that is sent by Where would it be sent from? Probably be sent from the assets over here. So we could have allocate number. So RNG checks, allocates number, shuts this off, opens up the next one, allocates number. I think that's the way to do it. So we can say set. We probably need a set number value. And if we have the message money, the number value of RNG, no, not RNG, it would be the case. Would it be the case? Case 1 would be, no, the case would be the RNG, I think, and the value would be the message argument, money. So the value of, so it would be the value of, yeah, RNG. Now, but you want the case to have the value, not the RNG. So you want case 1 to give, hey Jesus, how's it going? Readyverse is rolling out Unity to Unreal Engine in-game porting back and forth. So smooth too. Can we get that in Sandbox one day, you think? Maybe. I know we're looking into Unreal Engine and that sort of thing. I don't know if any action will be taken, but it was discussed. Who knows? Could be. We'll find out. Alright, so what's the action we really need? Let's bring up our trusty paint. Okay, so what we need to do here is we're going to trigger RNG. That's the message we're going to send out. Then we're going to RNG roll 1 to 26. So that's the two things we do. So we trigger the RNG, we roll a number between 1 and 26. From there, we need to send a message to this one, allocate number, and that sends the message money. So we'll go ahead and we need something to send a message. Allocate number from the roll system. So after the RNG has been rolled, we send a message allocate number. So here we'll check true and false. If it's true, so we need a message argument here for true and false. So what we're going to do here is true or false of 1, and we're going to have a message argument, which is a true and false argument, and say create. So what we're going to do is check if it's true or false. If it's true, then allocate number. If it's false, we want to trigger RNG again. Basically want a loop because that number is already taken. So once allocate number is set, it gets sent to the message broadcaster, which then sends the message money. So we'll go ahead here and type in money, which is a message argument. So basically what we're doing here is we're going from here to here to here, and now we need to send that money statement somewhere. So we're going to send the value of money. This is under RNG1. And if the number is 1, does that mean case 1 or does that mean the money is 1? Well, the money is 1 and needs to be allocated to a case. So if allocate number so it sends a message money. Money is here, and then it gives the case 1 the message argument money. But we can't have that as a message argument, can we? Because it will need one for each case. And we don't want a case to have, like if we duplicate this and we make this case 2, how does it know this one over the other one? So once we do true or false, we send a message allocate number, which then goes back to the rule system. And what we need to do here is allocate this message argument to a case. But the case will be, I guess this is the case, right? Between 1 and 26. So this is the cases. So how do we know this one here needs to be the thing that gets sent? So allocate number. Allocate number then sets the value of the case and then sends it back. So does that mean this one here this part is tricky. Seb admits publicly Unity not ideal for multiplayer. Okay, yeah, multiplayer is a tough thing to put together, it seems. Okay, so money here gets sent to where? Where do we send this to? Where is this going? So if it equals 1 and we check the true or false, if it's false we go back and re-roll. If it's true, we want to allocate number. This will be toggled on and off one at a time. So after the allocation's done, we're going to toggle this one off and allocate the next one to a case. But I need to understand what I'm doing with the set values here. So we can set value case for 1, but how does it know, how does this one know which one to set it to? We need something here. So even though allocate number is set, if we didn't have a message argument and just had a normal message, then we can't really say what case it is. Maybe RNG is the way to go. So if I have maybe another variable called case allocation. Cool. And what happens is check RNG. So what happens, what we can do here is when check RNG is sent, we can say the case allocation is the variable of the RNG. So each time each time the dice is rolled, it will set a value to RNG between 1 and 26, then do a check. That check will check the equals of the RNG, but it will also set the value of case allocation to whatever the number the RNG is. Cool. And now when we do allocate number, we can set that money so we can say money number variable, which will be case allocation. Would that work? Need to see building a game show game. Let's me know I'm right here, right where I need to be. Yep, nice. I used to, in the olden days, back in my days, I think 0.5, 0.4, I made Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and that took like 18 streams to get it working. This was before presets and message arguments and rules and all that stuff, so yeah, good times. So RNG, the case allocation is the variable. The money here is going to be setting the number of the case allocation to the value of the message argument. Does that make sense? Let's have a look. So if we check RNG and the number is 1, it's going to check, it's going to put the case allocation variable to number 1. And then the money will then come along, and then maybe then we have to put money somewhere and give it to case allocation, and then set that case allocation to false so it doesn't get re-rolled again. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. What other rules am I missing here? We're comparing, checking number if it's in range, set true and false. Math. When something's allocated, we can add 1 and then move on to the next thing. That could work. We'll come back to that. So this is the part I'm missing here now. If I can allocate it to the case number and then make it false, then we're pretty much there for the verification and allocation. So allocate number is sent from here. The message then gets sent to money. Money gets sent to set number. We're going to set the money case allocation. Which is the value of money. Maybe we could do a send message, so there's a gap in between actions. So if we say money, then say set case value, So we should be able to set the case value with this message argument. We just need to know which case to send it to, which is what we've done here. So the value of, no, the case allocation so we're going to set the money of, this is a head scratcher, this one. Good old head scratcher. So the case allocation is also the value, so the case. So we need to give it to the case. So case 1. So how do we know if RNG1 is case 1? So if we say yes, we want case 1 and we want to allocate it a value. We want to check if it has a value. If it doesn't, we want to allocate a value. Then it comes over here and allocates that value. So here we can say money is going to be money needs to be case allocation so if case allocation equals 1, maybe I need to do another comparison. I think that might be the way to go, or another if-else statement. So just say, for instance, set case value. Would that work? No, that's true and false, isn't it? So what we can do here maybe is another comparison rule. And what we can do is say if allocate message required money, number variable to compare. If case allocation is equal to 1, then we can say set case value set case value 1. I know it's something to do with this. If I get the right order here, the game works. It's simple as that. And since the rule system is a bit more advanced, there's a lot of ways of doing things, but there's also specific ways of doing things, depending on the logic. So I know something here needs to come together in a specific way for it to work. And I just can't picture it in my head at this stage. So I like this part here, the if and else. I know this part will work. I know the allocate number will send and then send the money value to 1. But that 1 needs to be set to a case. And that case needs to be, because that RNG could be, if the RNG is 1, then we can allocate that to case 1 without needing these extra steps. Because case allocation is the same as RNG. I think. So if we set number value, case allocation, which could be RNG as well. And if RNG equals 3, then we can say set money to 3 to case 3, if that's what it would be. I think that's what it will be. allocate money. I'm really stuck. Really stuck thinking about this. More complicated than I thought. So we check RNG, and RNG is taking a value of RNG and setting it to case allocation. But we could also bypass that because they're the same number. So if we can just use RNG, allocate the money to the RNG, and that RNG will be a specific number, and then that number will be toggled off. So what we need to do here is number to compare is RNG. No, we're going to set. We're going to set case 1 to the value of money, but to send this message argument to the set in the first place, there needs to be a step before that happens to do another check. Because this one here, we're going to multiply and say set case 2 to whatever the message argument of money is, and set case 3. So all of that needs to be filtered one last time, or differentiated, so we don't jump into the same, because this one's going to be applied to all of them, and we don't want that. There needs to be a difference, which means we can't use message argument, which is fine. Maybe that's the trick. But the value here won't be case. I'm kind of missing something here. So case 1. So whatever the value of money is, we'll set case 1, and the value will be the message argument. I don't think we need this anymore. Or maybe it is. So maybe maybe this one is the money. So we send money, the value of money, the value of case allocation is the value of money, and then we set and then we send a message for set case value, and case 1 will be the value of whatever the case allocation is. But this needs to be differentiated as well, because this will be the same again. Each time money is sent, it will send a message set case value, and it will send it to all of them. So we need like a comparison again, like a double comparison. If RNG is equal 1, we check the true and false. If the true and false is true, we can set the allocate number. Then allocate number will go ahead and do another comparison, I think. So money will be sent to here, case allocation, or it could be just value, case value. So the case value will be the message argument, money, and then money will send set case value, and then we can do here another comparison. So set dot case value, and if numbers to compare, if RNG if RNG is equals to 1, then we're going to set case value 1. I think we're getting there. So when we send the message money, it will trigger the case value variable to be the argument of the money. Then we also send a message to set case value. We're going to set case value of RNG. Number value to compare is RNG. If it equals to 1, we're going to set case value 1, and we're going to set case value 1 to be case 1 to be the variable of case value. Cool. And once that is set, we're going to send a message. Send message to set case value 1, and then we're going to trigger RNG again. Alright, no, we need to toggle this off here, right? Top 1 off. So if we say and we want to make it false, so fixed value will be false. Right now it should be true. If message argument is true or false, check. So this is what we need to do. Here we need to check. So I'm missing again something here. So we've got to check to see if this is true or false before it moves over to here. And this is a message argument, and we don't want to set the argument, we just want to check it. But we want to set it, maybe that's what we'll do here. Check TOF1. The value will be a variable, or it could be fixed value as true, because we need to check it from the role to the if else. Complicated. So it's my dog sleeping under the desk at my feet. Alright, so we check true or false. Check true or false. If it's true, it needs to be a message argument though, right? It would be nice to see, I don't want to send the value. I want to check the value, but I also want this to be able to toggle on and off with a value, with an argument, if that makes sense. Do I have to store this somewhere? Because if I check it, it's also going to send a message with a true or false statement. And that defeats the purpose, because this is not where we want to set the true or false statement. Then we send a message here and see if it's true or false. The variable, I don't know how to make this one true or false after without the message argument. And because there's no message argument, you would have to have a fixed value, and then when the fixed value is Alright, check true or false 1. Let's take it outside of the rule system. Maybe that's the way to go. Duplicate. Alright, we can send a message here. Check true or false 1. We can check true or false 1. I agree. Check true or false 1. And if something is true, we can toggle it off once it's allocated. I think that's the way to do it. That might work. But then if it's false, we need to send a message to something else. Maybe we could do that anyway. So check true or false, and then we got allocate number and trigger RNG. So we got allocate number to all, and the other one we had was trigger RNG, which means that it was not correct. So if I duplicate this one, have this as false, and this one will be trigger RNG, and this one will turn on once something is allocated later on. I think that's the way to do it. So we can even bypass this whole if else statement by using some message broadcasters. So it will check, it'll send a message to the message broadcaster. If it's toggled on, it will send a message allocate number. Let's try that. I'm going to put this aside. Actually, I might just delete that. What we can do here is that if this is on, we're going to allocate number. Allocate number will go to whichever one that is toggled on at the time. It's going to send a message 1. So we're just going to go ahead and turn all of these off, except for the one that we want, which is the first one. So from allocate number, we're going to send money. Money will be sent to the case value of the message argument money. From there, we're going to check set case value, and we're going to check RNG, and if it equals to 1, we're going to set case value 1, and we're going to use another rule. We'll put this underneath, so we can say set case value 1, and the value of case 1 will be the value of case value. Cool. When set case value 1 is done, we can go ahead and turn it off with set case value 1 and turn this one off, because that means case value 1 has been allocated. So next time 1 is rolled and it checks to see if it's on, it will say this one is on, let's go roll another number again. I think that works. I think that's it. I think that's the solution. You find it better to use other game rules than the true false? Yeah, I haven't used it yet either, and as you can see, I've already ditched it. So I try to use it and I can't because of the whole check-in and then message broadcaster, so I mean message argument. But here we got the case value. So after money, set case value of RNG to equal, if RNG is equal to 1, set case value 1 is whatever the value of that, and then we can use that to toggle that off, and I'll go ahead and delete this, and then we can have another message. So we can just put some spaces. I'm trying to do it like steps so I know what's happening visually. So it checks, it goes to the messages, message broadcasters, it comes back to the rules. From there it does a set case value. After set case value, it does a comparison. So if it's equals to 1, then it sets case value of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and click the wrong thing, 2, and we're going to set case value to 2. I think I've got it now. I think I've worked it out. Got there eventually. Yet to test it though. I'm being confident without testing it, but I think the chain works. In my head it works. What Game Maker prints is a different story sometimes. Uh, 11, 12, and 13. So that's for half of it, and we should have half up here. Awesome. Do we have more room along here? We do. Alright, I can probably move the other half next to it, and that keeps things neat without double layering. Yeah, plenty of room. Cool. Alright. I'll go ahead and save that, as it's been a while since I've saved, and then we'll go ahead and create that logic throughout. There's a couple of things I'm missing. Once a number is allocated, I want to also add a number total variable to keep track. Once 26 is done, I want the allocation to stop cycling, and then that will be pretty good. I'll go ahead and duplicate all of this up until 14. I mean to 26. 14 was the number I was working on, so I just said that number. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and the last one here is 26. Awesome. And the last thing I need to do is maybe not. The money case value, if it equals 1. It's this one here. And this one here I don't think I need. We got rid of the true and false statement. So we want to change this to case 2 and then change all of that to the messages. I'll go ahead and do that after the duplications. Case 10, case 11, case 12, a lot of repetition, but it's Zen-like, I don't mind it. You get into a rhythm and things just turn into a flow state. Six more. Whoops. Almost gone over our grid space limit. That doesn't really matter, as that only affects machine performance, not game performance. And because it's a single player game, we don't really need to worry about the variable amounts. So that's okay. Oof, a lot of rules, huh? And what we can do here is set case value, and then we can copy that message to make it faster. And we just need to go ahead and copy the messages above there to the ones below here, so it is allocating the right message. And this system could be used for like a deck of cards or shuffling. It wouldn't work so well because there's 52 of them, which is twice as much as what I'm working with now. So you can see how much room and variables this already takes. So having a full deck of cards is probably overkill with this message system and the way I've set up this in the rules. Hopefully in the future though, there will be updates to the rule system where we can send message arguments and store them in assets, or even use message arguments from the rules to trigger certain assets based on the value of the message argument within the rules. So if I rolled 10 on dice, it will trigger a certain asset in the editor that's listening for the message argument with the value of 10. Have a roll 11, and then that same message will trigger a different asset that's listening to the same message but listening for a different value. Something like that would be very ideal. It would actually help with the board game and Snakes and Ladders game that I started making. It's not really possible to complete without more refined rules. But yeah, that will be coming in the future, I believe. Yes, exactly right. So once the set value is done, so we've got the set value here. Once the set value is done, we want to send a value to the total allocated, so we can keep track of the total allocated. We need a math rule. We'll go ahead and delete that. We don't want it all the way at the end. We just want it here at the start. So once we send a message from a message broadcaster, once something is set, we want to say add 1 allocated, and we're going to take the variable total allocated. We're going to add the value of 1, and that's going to be total allocated. We're going to check total, and if the comparison of that total oops, if the total of total allocated is less than 26, we want to trigger RNG again, so it will roll again. If it equals 26, it's not going to roll anymore. If we have a I think this is going to work out just fine. Way we can do this as well to check is we can have a, here we'll check the value of case 1. We'll say case 1. Over here we can check the value of case 2, and we'll call that case 2. Check the value of case 3. Case 3. Check the value of case 4. Case 4, and the last one here is case 5. Cool. So now we have a few cases to check on to see if this whole system is working. Let me just double check. I don't know if I made a mistake anywhere. So what I need to do now is have set case value to send a message for the math rule. So add 1 allocated. So I'm going to go ahead and save that because that was quite a bit in the rule system. We're going to duplicate this, and we need to now put in the messages for set case value. So add 1 allocated. So we're going to put that here. Add 1 allocated. And here we're going to set case value 1, 2. So when one of these are set, it's going to send that message. Now I don't know how many messages you can put on a message message broadcaster. I haven't really put more than say 10, but it looks like it's handling it, so that's good. We just do that for all 26. Okay, so when the message, one of these messages is sent, it will add 1 to the allocation. If it's below 26, it will roll again. So that one here is good. And go ahead and put that somewhere over here to make it unique and identifiable. It's this one here. Now we need to allocate 26 of these and we need to make them pretty much all the same except for this and that. And I think that one is the same here. Yeah, that and that. Okay. Okay, cool. Another thing too, if the value is 1, we need to turn on the next numpad and turn off the next numpad. I think that's what we need to do for the money side of things too. So we probably need another lot of comparisons for that, just thinking about it, because here we've got 1 is on. When it's allocated, we want to turn it off and turn on the next one in line to allocate it to a chest or a case. So we need the on and off values, and that on and off values will be based on the total here as well. So if the total is less than 26, trigger RNG, but that total should be underneath here. And what we need to do is, again, more comparisons. So we're going to check total. Escape Room Artist has asked, I haven't tested this. I'm guessing to say you haven't tested this. Can we have local RNG and show MP results on an MP game? Can you be more specific? So what's the local RNG got to do with the MP results? And is that the result of the RNG? So you want a local person to roll some numbers and then show that as a global? Is that what you mean? So we're going to check if the total allocated is equal to 1, then that means we're going to toggle 2, because we've already allocated 1. So I think that's what we're going to do for this now. 2, and it's toggle. I'm going to copy that one. Toggle 3. And this is another use of message arguments, being able to send from the rules to the assets and recognize the value attached will be very useful. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate and put the numbers in before I change all the messages. That's the flow I decided to do. 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Maybe I should just keep it simple with the numbers as well. So we're going to say toggle 1, toggle 2, toggle 3, toggle 4, toggle 5, toggle 6, toggle 7, toggle 8, toggle 9, toggle 10, toggle 11, toggle 12, toggle 13. Ah, what did I do? What did I do? Ah, I snapped it out. There we go. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's a lot of counting on my streams. If you watch my previous streams, it's just me counting through numbers pretty much. 25 and 26. Cool. So if it equals to 26, we toggle 26, but I don't think we need this one. I'm going to go ahead and delete the last one, because if it equals 26, we want to stop the RNG pretty much. So here, check total, check total. If it equals less than 26, then roll again. But that's going to roll at the same time as the toggle, so we probably need another gap between there. Roll RNG again. So we're going to have roll RNG again. After the toggles, it's going to go roll RNG again. And if, mate, is that the way to do it? Toggle, 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 toggle. Yeah, so we do a check, and if it's less than 26, we roll again. So roll RNG again, and toggle 1, 2, and 3. So what I can do here, I'll save it, so I don't have to do all that again. So Skyrim says spin a local RNG, and if RNG shows 18, example, trigger the MP to show up via asset property visibility. So it shows for everyone watching in game. Yep, so active property visibility is a multiplayer function or behavior, and rules sends the message to all. So if you use a local variable and it's 18, you'll need to do a comparison like what I have to have the numbers, and then it will send out the message to the actor, and then actor will turn on for everyone. So yes, if you want it to only show for the player itself, you can't do that. You'll need to use a single player asset spawner and use like a toggle. I don't think it's possible. Maybe. I played around with stuff with single player yesterday, and yeah, there's still some stuff that needs. Right now I have this using global, and I think that it's causing server lag and causing weird results because of the lag. Just trying to get rid of that lag. Yeah, I'm having that as well with my multiplayer games. There is lag issues, and I've just got an obby with some basic platforms, so and a projectile. It happens. Roll RNG again. So I'm going to go ahead here, duplicate, and say roll RNG again, and probably faster if I started a new asset instead of trying to delete this, but here we are. We're too committed now, can't go back. Alright, so we're going to do toggle. And again, we're going to go through the numbers 1 to 26. If you don't know how to count from 1 to 26, This stream should help you learn counting from 1 to 26. If you have people that need assistance with that, and you can just send them a link to this stream and I will show them how you can use the numbers 1 to 26 in multiple areas in life, including the message systems inside a game maker. See, that's how bored I am. I'm rambling. All right, 16, 17, we're almost there. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. What comes after 25, class? I think the number is 26. Alright. Oh, I didn't like it. So toggle 26, it sends to the message to roll again. If the number is 26, it will stop rolling. So that's good. Here we want to toggle off with toggle 1. And we want to toggle this on with toggle 1. We want to toggle this off with toggle 2. And we want to turn this on with toggle 2. Turn this off with toggle 3. And we turn this on with toggle 3. Turn it off with toggle 4. And this one's toggle 4, toggle 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I make a mistake? No. So we turn it off. Yeah, so the 1's there. 2. Yeah, that's right. 3, 4. Okay. Toggle on with 5. Toggle on with 6. Toggle on with 7. Toggle on with 8. Toggle on with 9. Toggle on with 10. 11. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so we got all of that. We do need to shut them off though. I didn't write that part down. So 4, 5, 5 is 6. So we just need to make it so the next number up toggles it off. So 6 here will be 7. 7 here will be 8. 8 here will be 9. That will be 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Mind you, I haven't done any tests yet to see if any of this works. And I've put in all this logic in. I have no idea where the faults are going to be or problems, but we'll work that out after I think I have all the ingredients. And then we'll alter it as I need it. And the funny thing is, I probably need to change a whole string of numbers and messages, but if all goes well, then we don't need to. It's rare to get it on the first go. There's always something that needs changing or a mistake somewhere. 25 to toggle this off. Okay, we'll go ahead and save that so we don't have to do any of that again if the Game Maker crashes. It's so tedious. So save often. Alright. So we've got set case value and set case value. So we only need 26 of these. Okay, that should be 13. It is. I'll go ahead and duplicate that. So now there's 26. And basically same thing. We're going to go through and change each one here. I'm probably going to come through it multiple times so I can do copy and paste. So we can say set case value and then put a set case value. So that one's off and this one puts it on, right? Okay, cool. So this one will be 2 and this one here will be 2. This one will be 3. This one here will be 3. This one's 4. Uh, 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 10. 11. 11. 12. 12. 13. And 13. Cool. Next row. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 23, 24, 25. What comes after 25? I forgot. Alright, now we need to go through that one more time. I'm going to save it, and we need to edit logic for each one, so that's a longer process. But we will get there. I think this is the last thing to do. So once I go through these numpads one more time, we can go ahead and test it. Alright, edit logic. So here we need to check true or false, but it's not true or false anymore. The message is irrelevant, but that's okay. We can still keep it. So true, false, 1. And same with this one, right? True, false, 1. Alright, last one. Let's go through last time. True, false, 2. True, false, 2. True, false, 3. True and false, 4. So as you can see, a bit longer because we've got to edit logic. That should be feedback. I have provided that feedback before, but I need to be more specific with what I want. Before you click edit logic, it should have all the messages sending and receiving as displayed. Everything else can be secondary for edit logic. These are the things we really need to see and use. So they should be displayed at all times. 6, 7, oops. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. And 13. Cool. Last 2 rows. I'm going to save it again. I would love a toggle setting so you don't have to click edit logic button. Yeah, that'd be cool too. If it had all the messages displayed without the edit logic, it eliminates the need for clicking that button a lot of the time. Hee hee ho ho, the edit button has to go. Nice one. Alright, let's do the last one. 14. 16. 17. 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. My mind went blank. That's why I keep counting. 20, stay awake. 20, 21. So that's 21. 22. 22. 23. 24. We're approaching that magical number. 24. 25. And now class, what's the number of the day? It's 26. Yay! Got people answering in the chat, that's pretty funny. 26. Alright, we're good. Let's save. And now we can actually snap my neck and test it out. Finally. 1 hour and 52 minutes into the stream, and we finally got to the stage where we can actually test this out. I want to make sure we got the right stuff displayed here, RNG, and I want to check the total allocated as well. Okay, so we can keep an eye on all of that. Cool. Cool. Alright, so pushing tab after this save, click on the lever, and let's see what happens. Oh, excuse me. So if it all works well, we should see allocated on the left be the number 26, and the 5 cases at the bottom have a random number between 1 and a million. Alright, good luck. Almost. It had stopped for some reason. RNG 21 it stopped, and it's allocated 19 out of the 26, and you can see at the bottom we didn't roll for case 3 or 4, but it has given those values, which is very exciting. Now we can see that RNG 21 it's stuck, so there might be something in the rules or in the pads for the number 21. So we're going to go ahead and check all of that just to make sure we didn't make a typo. It pretty much will be a typo. But how cool. You can see it cycling through, and it checks to see if it is a double up, and if it is, it re-rolls again. Alright, so 21 was our issue. Very cool. Very, very cool. So that was kind of working. Let's go to 21. Let's see what's going on over here. So if it equals to 21, we want to check 21. Set case value. If it equals to 21, we want to set case value 21. We've got set case value 21, which is 21. Set case value. So here we got 19, 20, 21. We're going to toggle 21. Okay, I'm going to go ahead to our 654321. So message to toggle on is 20. What about this one? So message on is 19, off is 20. On is 20, off is 21. Allocate number. Okay, just checking the next one. And toggle on is 21, turn off is 22. Okay, cool. Let me just check to see if I put 21 in here. Set case value 21, so that's all good over there. Let's check this one here. Visiting a role again. So this one here is probably where it needs to be fixed. Nope, toggle 21 is good. Alright, let's check over here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Message on. We don't have an on here. Is that correct? Is it supposed to be like that? Yes, it is. Okay, set case value 21. Check 21, so that's good. Do we want that to initially be on? Are all of them initially on? Yes. Okay, checking over here. That's off. Set case to 21. Check, and that's trigger RNG. Alright, so far I'll do a second test because it may not be the value of 21, that's the issue. Could have just hit a limit. Some imaginary wall. Because here it was less than 26. It was 19 before it stopped. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. If it is 25, we toggle 25. Alright, let's try again. And we'll see if it stops in the same spot. But you can see it was working. That's pretty cool. The idea is actually doable. And you can allocate different cases a different value only once using this system. It's a complicated system. There's a lot of setting up to do. But in 2 hours, it's not too bad. And then you can go from there. This is pretty much the baseline you need to get it working. Alright, let's press and go again. So you can see case 3 and 4 is allocated pretty early on. Case 5, case 2. So it's allocated 21 again and has stopped. And this time it's RNG 23. So allocated 21. Why is it 21 stopping? Let's try one more time. You can see the randomness at the bottom of the cases actually works. How cool. So we can actually do deal or no deal inside a Game Maker. It's not ideal to do deal or no deal using this logic system, but it's possible. Yeah, you couldn't do this prior to the rules, that's for sure. Too much. I made a whole Pokemon fighting style game before presets and rule system. That was a challenge. Took 6 weeks of mechanic altering. Would be a lot of num-nums. This is true. So it takes a while to tab in and out. But there is something wrong with the allocation of 21, I think. So you can see at the bottom, the cases are being allocated. and it gets stuck on 19. So it was 19, 21, and then 19. And then it stopped again. And it stopped again. Okay, now we've got our 26. And now it'll just keep rolling forever because there is no extra allocation. But there is something happening where it's stopping the allocation before it reaches 26 allocated. And it looks like it's randomized between 19 and 21. We're going to do a couple more tests and see if we can narrow down what's going on. So that way the devs that watch this stream, part of the rule system, will know a little bit more of what's going on. Maybe not. Let me just check the gameplay again. Okay, if the total allocated is less than 26, trigger RNG. Is there a delay in sending the messages from the message broadcasters? I don't think there's a delay component to it. I think it just sends as the message is given. Alright, try one more time. It doesn't get through the whole cycle. And we need it to get through the whole cycle. And it almost has. You can push the button again and it continues. So there's something going on there. But you can see now we've allocated randomness to 26 different cases, giving them 26 different results, and each time it's completely random. And it cycles through until all cases are filled, except for this one little bug where it stops between 19 and 21. You can see at the bottom the cases are being filled. This time it stopped at 25. So it almost goes through the whole lot this time. I'll push it again and see if it picks up the last one. Stops at 22. Let's try again. There we go. It's picked up the last allocated case, and now it shouldn't worry anymore. So I don't know why it's stopping the cycle. Maybe we could try debugging. I've never really used debugging too often, but we could do that. So let's check that out and see if it gives us any clues. And you can see my little loading icon, Game Maker, is struggling at the moment, really pushing it. Maybe if I reset Game Maker it will behave. But let's go into our gameplay. We got the math here. So what we can do is we can bring this out, and I'm going to put this one here as A1. Here it's going to be B1. And I'm going to bring this out. Call this RNG. And what we can do here is we can select our RNG and click this bug icon for debugging. And what we can do here is go to debug, and here we can see the logger for the rules, so it will pop up here. So we'll go ahead and do another test, and when it stops we'll check to see what the logs say and see if it gives us any clue on why it stopped, why it stops all of a sudden. Yeah, it's not a server lag because yeah, it's all local, all locally ran at this stage, not published or anything like that. Hi last year, how's it going? All right, let's check it out. All right, allocations, here we go. So again, it stopped at 21. So I'm going to press tab, and let's see if it's given us any logs as to why it stopped. Okay, let's check. Alright, so trigger RNG message activated, roll a random number, and setting parameter 25, RNG value 16 to value between 1 and 26. Yeah, it doesn't say why it stopped. So I've got the values here, so 8, 7, 8, 25, 13, 16, and they all look fine. There is no kind of in-between issue. I wonder what's going on here. Maybe it doesn't roll forever. Maybe there's a certain amount before it's like, nah, you're cycling too much. Maybe, I have no idea. So when I add one, global integer variable total allocated value is 20, and 1 with the operator add. Okay. Allocated is 21. Send in if global number is 25, variable total allocated value 21 is lower than 26, which means we're going to roll again, which is trigger RNG, and then we roll that again, and I think that trigger RNG just kept going. And then just stopped. So we got no real log. RNG value is 16, and it just stopped. So we don't really have confirmation of what's going on, but we are approaching the end of the stream. So I'll do one more test, and then I'll call it a day, and I'll see if I can debug it off stream or find out what's going on. I don't know if it's a rule system issue. It's definitely not my messages, I don't think, because it's not consistent where it stops. It's stopping between 19, 21, 25, that sort of thing. And now the actions between tabbing in and out are taking a while. So that's the risk you take when you go too high of the rules. Too many rules in the rules board. So we'll go again. And you can see it takes a little bit to allocate these numbers. So if you're going to have a game like this, you need some sort of like loading time. RNG is 21. Allocated is 15. So 21 keeps popping up a lot. I have a feeling it's something to do with 21. That was my initial thought anyway. We'll roll it again. See, it stopped with the allocated with 21. I'll roll it again. 16 and 22. See, I only allowed it a few times then, and then it stopped. 20, 26, there we go. And then it just stops at 9. I mean, I don't know what the logic is behind that one. It just keeps rolling, but there's no reason for it to stop rolling. But yeah, that's where we're at. Hey last year, so yeah, if you want to watch this stream, it's on Twitch, but Twitch only keeps videos for like 14 days before they're deleted. So they're over on the YouTube channel of Sandbox under the live tab. You can see all my previous videos there as well. But I think I'm going to call it. I think we've done quite a bit. I've accomplished the RNG for Deal or No Deal. It is working as expected, except for this freeze of the roll-in system, and I don't know what that is, but I think I'll find out during the week. If you have any questions or need any help or want to see me do something, just send me a message on Discord. I'm happy to help. And yeah, hope you have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.